I'm back on YouTube at long last. Didn't plan on leaving, I just I went away, then I got really ill. Well, not really ill, I had a cold, it lasted like 2 months. And then I got a job, so I sort of lost momentum a little bit. I will be back with EastEnders videos shortly, but today I want to talk about something else. Married at First Sight. So before I really get going, obviously Married at First Sight is a reality TV show. So there's real people on there, so I don't really want to say anything that's going to slag them off too much or upset anyone. Like, not saying that they'll see this video, but you know, they're real. Like, usually I talk about EastEnders, I'm talking about made up characters, so it doesn't really matter if I say, oh, he's a twat. I'm fully aware I don't know these people at all, so you know, take everything I say with like a pinch of salt. Like, you know, what I'm saying is just like my perception of the show. I'm fully aware that's not the whole story. I'm sure they're all like nice people when you meet them in person. I'm just going to be talking about my perception of the show, but I'm not acting like I know them in any way, shape or form. So, Married at First Sight. This has got to be one of the best reality shows I've ever seen. Maybe it's just because we've had that last series of Love Island, which was terrible. Nothing happened. It was such a rubbish series. I think Love Island is really starting to die a little bit because everyone who goes on there, I feel they just want to be an influencer. No one really actually cares about making good TV. I mean, there's Finding Love as well, but who cares about that? I am definitely a big fan of reality TV. I didn't watch the Australian version of Married at First Sight that a lot of people watched, I think because at that time I was binge watching Tayah from series 1, which I've stopped doing now, but I got up to like series 14 or something, so yeah, I'm a big fan of reality TV. So I'm just going to go through each couple and give my opinions on them really. No hate to any of them, peace and love. Tayah and Adam, I absolutely loved this couple to begin with. I thought they were just lovely, like they said that they loved each other while they were still on their honeymoon. I was just like, oh, that's so sweet. But now that all the other couples are involved, I am getting to the point where I'm a bit like, they're just that annoying smug couple. We all know a couple like that in real life, but no, I do genuinely think they love each other, and I think they are one of 2 couples which will stay together long time. Well, possibly 3, but I think Tayah and Adam will probably stay together. Matt and Daniel, they've had the easiest ride of all time. I'll get back to them in a minute. And I actually think Morag and Luke could be successful. Today's date is the 22nd of September and I've not watched tonight's episode yet because it's 4 PM, so it hasn't been on yet. But, you know, we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Next couple, Ant and Alexis. They left in last night's episode. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. First of all, a moment of silence for Nikita. I think it's so bad that she got kicked out just for like shouting at people. It's reality TV. Why did you? Surely that's the reason you casted her in the first place, was to get someone entertaining who kicks off and is going to create some drama. And then she does that and they're like, oh, well, this is unacceptable, you have to leave. I'm so gutted that she left. I would have loved to see more of her. Justice for Nikita. I think she should come back. Jordon, who was Alexis's other husband, I think he's an absolute disgrace. I thought he treated Alexis terribly. In fact, Alexis in general on the show has just been treated really badly. I think she deserves a lot better. I think the audacity for Jordon to say to her, oh, you're not my type, but I'm gonna try. What? Excuse me? I understand that people have types, but I thought types was just like, oh, you like certain people and they might have a few things in common and that's your type. But to be so set in your ways that you've got this one specific type that you're literally going to say it to this girl and be like, oh yeah, you're not my type, but I'm gonna try. She's completely and utterly stunning, radiant. She looks just perfect all the time. She is so beautiful, so hot. And the fact that Jordon, who, you know, I don't want to be mean, but you know, looks aren't the most important thing in the world, but he's not the most good-looking man in my personal opinion. For him to say that about her and make her feel like she's not good enough for her looks, she's a model. How is anyone making this girl feel bad about her looks? I think it's a complete disgrace. I think Jordon treated her really badly. Ant treated her okay, it just didn't work out, and now Ant is sort of getting stuff taken out on him that wasn't necessarily his fault. I don't think he treated her fantastically, but Jordon is definitely the bad guy in this group. He's a real person. I need to stop saying this. I'm sure he's fine in real life. This is just like what I'm saying is just based on the drama of the show. Nothing against Jordon. But yeah, Alexis deserves so much better from this show. I think she even was called aggressive by was it Megan or someone else? I can't remember. She's not aggressive at all. She is assertive, which is a very, very positive trait in a person. So for people to start trying to make her feel bad about that as well, I think is terrible. So, you know, lots of love to Alexis. I think she's amazing. I'm sure lots of people are going to be wanting to date her now, so I hope things work out for her. Franky and Marylese. My God, Franky is one of the most terrifying people I've ever seen in my life. He just gets so defensive, and just his whole aura, his whole vibe is just like really like, oh, I just, you know, I wouldn't want to be stuck in a lift with that man, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't want to be like anywhere near him alone. He just gives me really bad vibes. I think he always gets defensive when he's called defensive. Like someone will say, oh Frank, you get a bit defensive. And then he just proves them right. If you want to prove them wrong, actually listen to them and take in what they're saying. But Marylese deserves so much better, you know, especially as she's got kids. They don't want someone like Franky in their life. And yeah, from last night's episode, she's definitely starting to see that. So hopefully they'll split up. Matt and Daniel, I mean, I've got to give the experts credit because they've fallen in love, so you know, can't really say anything bad about that. Their plan seems to be good. They're gonna do long distance and then move in together. So yeah, I haven't really got anything to say about Matt and Daniel. Experts have done a cracking job there, and they're happy. Josh and Amy, this couple will absolutely not last. I'm completely convinced of this. I don't think Josh actually likes her. I think he's kind of just going along with the process at this point, and I think she deserves better, not in a nasty way, but she deserves like more. I think she's trying to make it work, and she's trying to convince herself that Josh is the person for her and that he can be these things that she wants. I think when she was saying at the dinner party, oh, we don't like to make a big show of our relationship or something along those lines, I think she was more trying to convince herself that, because it's clearly not true. She wants more affection than she's getting, and she deserves more affection than she's getting. Yeah, I think she's just lying to herself because she thinks he's okay and she wants it to work. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna last. Sorry. Morag and Luke, I think this is the couple that have made the most progress, and I do actually think they stand a chance staying together. Part of me doesn't really understand why he likes her so much. Not in a way that, like, she is beautiful and she's got a good personality, but what I mean by that is she's not really giving him much back. So what is it about her that is making him feel like it's a good relationship that he wants to stay in? However, I think they've probably been one of the most interesting couples to watch, just because at the start you really didn't think they were ever going to salvage any type of relationship, but now they do actually seem to get along really well together. Last but not least, Bob and Megan. They did leave the process last night, so, you know, probably for the best. I don't think they were ever really going to work out. When they first showed the wedding, I did think they just don't seem well suited. The only thing they really have in common is that they both like musicals. Now, I love musicals, but I know a lot of people who like musicals who I don't get along with at all. You know, people seem to think that just because two people like musicals, they're going to get on really well, but it's not always the case. And they like very different types of musicals as well. Anyway, enough about musicals. I've said that word so many times now. I think it's very obvious that Megan was never into Bob at all. I don't think they ever slept in the bed together. I think, you know, she was probably going to leave, and then she kissed Jordon, so then she ended up staying with Bob out of guilt because he forgave her. I mean, I guess Bob just couldn't see that at the time, But yeah, it was never going to work with those two. Meghan did indeed wear a hat during the commitment ceremony, and I firmly believe that if a woman is wearing that style of hat, she's having some sort of identity crisis and she's trying to make herself more like quirky. That's honestly, I firmly believe any woman ever wearing, and man actually, anyone wearing that style of hat that she was wearing, they're having an identity crisis and they're trying to like change themselves in some small way. So, you know, I saw that and I was like, oh God, I really hope she's okay. So hopefully she'll find her way through what she's going through. And Bob wrote her a poem when he said that he was leaving. Why do men always write poems? They did this on Love Island as well when they did the weird prom thingy. If a man ever wrote me a poem, I would, oh God, it would give me the biggest ick in the world. I find stuff like that so cringy, but they always seem to do it on reality TV. Right, if you're going to embarrass yourself like that, at least do it behind closed doors and not on TV. But anyway, good luck to Bob and Meghan now that they've gone separate ways. I think that's for the best. Well done, you made the right decision. I am going to wrap it up there because I am trying to make my video shorter, although I do think this one has probably been quite long as well. But thank you so much for watching. It's great to be back making YouTube videos again. I will come back to EastEnders videos, but I've just lost my momentum a little bit with it. But yes, thank you for watching. Goodbye.